Uh, this could have waited until later, pero hindi ako makatulog. Hindi ako makaano. So the latest news is si Undersecretary Cabral. Okay. Undersecretary Cathy Cabral, who first gained attention nung nag-uumpisa pa lang yung issue sa flood control. Siya po ang ginawang tagapagsalita, or siya po ang nagdi-defend ng budget sa DPWH, o kaya nagpo-provide ng impormasyon sa DPWH sa iba't ibang mga investigative inquiries, like kadalasan sa inquiry in aid of legislation ng Senado. Sandali lang po, ayusin ko lang po at medyo mabuto. Ayan. So, today, ni-report ng kanyang driver, they were in Baguio for something. Nagpababa siya, he was driving her, and then she says na ibaba mo muna ako dito, and then asks the driver to return for her. Nung bumalik ang driver, he couldn't find her, he reported to the police. The police found her at the bottom of the place where she was dropped off, mukhang bangin eh. So at the bottom of that, about 20 to 30 meters below, nahanap ang kanyang bangkay, which was beside a river. And originally, she was reported as being unresponsive, but it has been confirmed that she is now deceased. Now, I want us to be careful when talking about her. Unang-una, hindi pa natin alam ang, kumbaga, whether this was intentional by her or intentional by somebody else. So let us be careful with our language until we have better, more information about this. However, if you're going to talk about it, make sure that you explain that this is your opinion, this is your theory, and so on. First, we will begin with sending our condolences to their family, regardless of the controversy she has found herself in. Yeah, nakikiramay tayo because her family is suffering a loss right now. So, now, who was Undersecretary Cathy Cabral? So, the Rappler did a piece on her, and they cited that she's quite an accomplished engineer. She is a civil engineer. She, as Undersecretary for Planning and Public-Private Partnership, she oversaw the DPWH's infrastructure planning and programming, as well as the PPP projects. Now, apparently she had made history as the first female president of the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers in 2017, from 2017 to 2018, and later served as national president of the Road Engineering Association of the Philippines. She has 3 doctorate degrees and 3 master's degrees. So her doctorate degrees are in business management, public administration, and urban and regional planning. She has master's degrees in business and strategic economics. Okay, she pursued executive programs and certificates in international institutions such as Wharton, Harvard Kennedy School, and the Mohammed bin Zayed University in Abu Dhabi. She was awarded the professorial chair in engineering, science, and technology at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. So she is accomplished. She is academically respected, and but she came under close scrutiny. So talagang nag-umpisa ang issues about Undersecretary Cabral about September. So nung September, ibinunyag ni Senator Ping Lacson na si Yusek Cabral ay nag-reach out kay Senate Minority Leader Vicente Sotos, Tito Sen. At the time, Minority Leader siya. This was after the May 2025 elections, at tinanong siya kung ano ang gustong i-insert ni Senator Soto para sa budget ng DPWH. So, because of this, maraming nag-speculate na yun na nga siya ang nagpa-facilitate o ang nagbibigay ng impetus sa mga iba't iba, like sa senators or other legislators, tungkol sa mga budget insertions. So dahil dito yung mga insertions na yan ay nag-snowball na. But before that, kung papansinin ninyo, in the early hearing stages, nung si Senator Marcoleta pa ang nag-handle, makikita nyo na talagang aside from Sec Bonoan, it was Undersecretary Cabral who was fielding the questions. Now, nung pina-resign siya or nag-resign siya, remember? Nang nag-resign si Yusek Cabral kailan ba siya nag-resign? I think October. So nung nag-resign siya, nagkaroon ng issue about her missing computer. So, nagkaroon ng daming nagtatanong when on her resignation, but before her resignation, I understand na umalis muna siya, 'di ba? Naka-leave yata or some sort of leave, tapos nag-resign siya. But during that period, tinahanap yung kanyang computer. So, she was still also in the list of people to be questioned about the flood control issue. So, wala pa tayong nakikita na mayroong charge sa kanya. So, but it is clear dun pa lang sa Senate investigations or inquiries that she was under a lot of pressure and a lot of questions that were put to her were not satisfactorily answered according to legislators. Okay. Before this, a district engineer from Sorsogon named Larry Reyes naman ang ni-report na nag-unalive ng sarili. This was in November 12 or 13. Maraming speculation din po tungkol sa unalive niya sa sarili niya dahil chairman siya ng Bids and Awards Committee ng DPWH Sorsogon First District Engineering Office. At maraming katanungan tungkol sa mga proyekto dyan sa area na yan, sa kanya mismong distrito. So, this brings to 2. Now, if you will notice, wala po tayo, ang nakikita natin, pag mataas na yung posisyon, either umaalis ng bansa, pero yung iba dito, it seems that pag the lower the rank, the higher the pressure. And whether you subscribe to the, to one theory or another, whether it was an external cause or a personal cause of the deaths, hindi, ang nakikita natin is ang mga napupukpok kasi during the inquiries are usually the district engineers, the undersecretaries, etc. Remember, si Secretary Manny Bonoan, after he resigned, he was allowed to leave the country at hindi na siya masyadong natanong. Although sabi ni Senator Marcoleta, sige tatanungin ka namin later on. Pero nung nagpalit na ng head ang Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, hindi na po, although napatawag, I understand napatawag uli si Secretary Manny Bonoan, but we know na he was treated, kumbaga, as the saying goes, with kid gloves. So, like I said, hindi tayo sure if there was foul play involved or this was something personal. So, right now, maraming speculation. Right now, maraming, it could still go either way. We will need more information bago tayo makapag-speculate man lang. But I understand that this case is becoming more curious. This case of flood control is becoming more and more serious. At mayroon na ngang deadly consequences, kumbaga. Tama, sabi ni Nestor. Si Secretary Bonoan at si Secretary Pangandaman, nasa na. Take note wala pa akong nakikita na charge against Undersecretary Cabral, although I understand that she was already the subject of an investigation. So, ngayon, in the past month alone, ito yung mga nangyayari. Na inaresto na si Sara Diskaya, so-called super contractor, noong December 18. Noong December 16, nag-surrender naman, second na to, ng 40 million. The other one had already surrendered even more. 40 million si DPWH NCR Director Gerard Opulencia. Part ito daw ng commitment niya to return the 150 million di umano na natanggap niya para ma-admit siya into the Witness Protection Program. Nag-recommend na for plunder and graft charges ang ICI. At saka ang DPWH recommended criminal charges against 87 individuals, including former Speaker Martin Romualdez, former Secretary Manny Bonoan, former Representative Zaldico, and Romualdez is, ayun. So, wala namang finding of guilt dito. There's just a recommendation for the filing of charges by the DPWH. Now, here's a curious thing. DPWH. Secretary Vince Dizon has been very busy. Pagka may announcement ng ICI, andun siya. Parang nakiki-announce din. Nandun siya sa mga sa inquiries. Andun din siya kapag mayroong nakasuhan. Pagka, he is everywhere. He speaks for the president, he speaks for the DPWH, he goes with the ICI. Ang dami niyang papel. And it seems to me that Secretary Vince Dizon is trying to control the narrative. So, in fact, recently, with adverse consequences on his part. Dahil isa siya doon sa nagsasabing, tama, i-zero natin ang budget for flood control that will, that could be anomalous, or basta isisiro na nila yung mga yan. And then he goes back and he shows up at BICAM. Take note, BICAM, how often does any executive official show up in the BICAM? As far as we know, wala. So Secretary Vince Dizon shows up at the BICAM begging for the reinstatement of funding of certain projects. Take note, some which, well, he's not saying it, but could be related to flood control. So, di ba, meron tayong Machiavellian laro ni Secretary Dizon. He is everywhere and he is nowhere. He is speaking for the DPWH, he speaks for the ICI or with the ICI. He begs for, he announces the slashing of a budget. This is something that the president should be doing. And then he also at the same time begs for the reinstatement of the budget. Busy si Secretary Dizon. So, nag-audit na rin ng ilang ghost projects sa Bulacan at may 4 na fraud reports ang Commission on Audit noong December 18. At ang worth ng mga proyektong ito ay 330.5 million worth of irregular projects in Bulacan. So, nag-recommend din ng prosecution of 15 former officials and contractors. Ay, sabi ni Abu, I don't get how they are surrendering yung mga pera. Di ba wala pang ang conviction na talagang ninakaw nila yan? So, paano nila nalaman kung magkano dapat isusoli nila? Yung magkano is, kumbaga, pwedeng magsoli ka ngayon as a sign of your good faith. Kasi gagawin kang witness. So, as a sign na pwede kang mag-witness, magsoli ka muna ng pera. Yun ang sinasabi. Although that is not a requirement to become a witness, a state witness, or to become to be part of the witness protection program. So yun yung purpose po nun. Pwede namang habulin yung additional if the court findings indicate a larger amount than that was surrendered. Pero ang tingin ko dyan is there might also be negotiations or deals involved in exchange for their testimony. Sabi ni M. Padre Juan, wala pa sa script and character nila Secretary Amena, and Yusek Bersamin and E.S. Bersamin, pati ang character ni Bagman Yusek Jose Cadiz. So as we also note, marami na po rin ang mga nagsisi-resignan, pero it doesn't mean that they're in the clear. So ito, maganda yung sinasabi ni Winston. Sabi niya, the Philippines should stop or lessen the collection of taxes. As Filipinos, this is horrible. Trillions, billions, and millions missing of taxes. Di ba? So, ayun, zero out pala dapat talaga ang flood control. Pero yun na nga, nagbeg si Secretary Dizon. Tapos, as a matter of his apology, as a way of apologizing, sabi niya, naku, pasensya na dun sa Senate kasi kulang talaga ang nabigay nilang impormasyon daw originally nung sila ay nagsabi na is zero budget na yung flood control. So what do we do with this information? Well, whether these deaths were personal unalivings or were done by pag external yan, my gosh, it's a crime and therefore must be closely investigated. So we will need more information on that one. And so no matter what, whether this was personal or it was done by another party, kailangan masusing pag-iimbestiga. So dapat pantayan din natin yung ganyan, yung investigations, because dyan talaga mag-turn yung naratiba dito. Bakit sa Benguet? Alam nyo, making a determination of the state of mind of somebody who unalives himself or herself is very difficult. It's tricky. It's never usually just one thing. So, yung mga ganyan, bakit sa Benguet, bakit sa ganyan, we don't know. And in many instances, you must be prepared that there will never be complete answers to all of the questions. Lalong-lalo na when it concerns the person doing it to himself or to herself. Sabi ni Fides, sinagot Tessa, was he unalived also? Well, theory that we have heard about people who are very, very close to the case is that yes, it is quite possible that 3 members of that party of Gotesa most likely may no longer surface again. Okay. So, kumbaga, ako from where I'm standing or sitting, ang nakikita ko, the higher-ups, the officials higher-ups, they're worried. But, kumbaga, they're still empowered. Nakakagawa pa sila ng mga para-paraan nila to manipulate the narrative or the facts or whatever the story that is going to emerge. And the more na nadidiin sila on issues such as this, but there are other issues as well. Pag nadidiin sila, then we see a renewed or more intensified attacks against VP Sara and Davao City and Mayor Baste and so on, and even the people who support them. So what happens next? In view of this, 'di ba? Tayo ang apektado dito. Tayo ang 'di ba? Dati akala natin ang laki ng pera, It's much bigger pa pala than that. Kasi kasama yung kumbaga, and many of the guilty are legislators. 'Di ba? Kasi doon ang gagaling yung pera. Remember the saying of the 3 branches of government. The executive holds the sword. The judiciary holds the scale of justice, and the legislature holds the purse strings. So sila po ang nagko-control talaga ng budget in coordination, in many instances, with the indispensable assistance of the executive. So, this, kumbaga, ang feeling ko is, akala ko galit na tayo nun. Parang they keep adding fuel to the fire, lalong lumalala ang sitwasyon for the administration. Bakit? Sila yung naglabas ng issue na ito in an attempt to try to draw in the Dutertes into yet another scandal. Remember nung nag-announce si BBM, first he announced that there will be investigations into flood control. He waited a couple of weeks and then announced that the flood control projects to be investigated would start from 2016 instead of starting from the more recent and then working your way backwards. Diba? Kasi the reason tumututok sila dun sa allegedly, well, the reason they were trying to draw attention to the earlier projects and therefore make former President Duterte liable for it was because it draws attention away from the recent ones which they still had time to muddle up. Kumbaga, pwede pa nilang guluhin yun. And in fact, dun sa nakikita natin na mga pangyayari, kukunti pa lang, although sinasabi nila merong mga na-charge, merong mga fina-file na mga kaso sa ombudsman, we're not really seeing anybody na lalong-lalo na yung mga legislators, yung mga higher-ups, yung mga nakaposisyon talaga, many of us don't really see na napagdidiinan sila ng bonggang-bongga. If it has been a self-unaliving on the part of Yusek Cabral, I think it's most likely because of the intense pressure. One of the reasons would be the intense pressure that she was already facing. Former Congressman Zaldico made that kind of statement also. He was willing to lie low and be quiet until he realized that he was going to be made the fall guy for this. And I think marami na pong nakaka-realize na sila po ay idadawit, maprotektahan lang ang mas mataas. Okay, Abu, hindi po. That's not how double jeopardy works. Sabi ni Sir Abu, sinampahan na daw ng kaso si Tamba. May theory siya, sinampahan na kaagad para hindi pa makalikom na matibay na ebidensya para ma-dismiss lang. Well, unang-una, ang kinakaso sa kanya is negligence lang, which is an administrative case and not criminal. Kung criminal yung kaso, saka lang nagkaka-jeopardy. Ito sabi ni Winston, nakakagigil, nakakakilabot, and nakakaiyak ang situations. Very ang nangyayari. So, and it also seems to me that if hindi ka pa naniniwala noon na mahina ang Pangulo, ngayon mo makikita ang kalubusan niyan o ang kanyang kahinaan talaga. Dahil tignan ninyo, ginagamit nila si Sec Vince Dizon to run interference, ang tawag natin doon, ginugulo yung mga kwento-kwento. Ang laki ng kanilang ipinagtutuunan na atensyon doon kina Diskaya, who are contractors they're external to the government. Kung mayroong krimen tungkol sa pagnanakaw ng pera sa gobyerno, ang una dapat dyan ay yung mga tao na nasa gobyerno. In fact, the Diskayas, to be liable for corruption, they have to be part of a conspiracy. Kasi wala naman silang pagkakataon na makuha ang pera from government coffers kung hindi nila kasabwat ang mga nasa gobyerno din. So, para sa akin, whatever administration follows this one, hindi na po pwede yung mga hindi na pwede yung mga pabayaan na lang natin yan. 'Di ba? Hindi na po pwedeng sige, hayaan na natin yan. Let's just change this let's work towards the future, move on. Hindi na po pwede yung ganyan. We really have to go after these people kasi ang laki ng ninakaw nila sa kaban ng bayan. Ang laki ng kanilang pananagutan. And kung papabayaan na lang natin sila, it will be encouraging to the next batch of officials na, tingnan nyo, after all that, wala naman nakasuhan. So, yan. Sabi ni Regina, actually Marcos is not weak. He knows how to play the game. Daming natutunan sa tatay niya kung anong mga do's and don'ts to stay in power. That's one theory. Some people do say that na hindi he actually knows and he's just pretending to be this this cokehead, 'di ba? Kunwari cokehead lang siya, doesn't know what's going on para hindi siya masyadong mapagdiinan. Pero actually he knows everything that's going on. He's Machiavellian, 'di ba? Or talagang wala siyang alam and he's just happily cutting ribbons and pretending to be president when other people are actually running the country, hindi siya. Tingin ko kasi ewan ko. Either way, it still works. Though both theories work. So we're going to need more information to see kung ano yung mas credible dyan. Sabi ni Dale, may update si BBM sa Diskaya pero wala sa pinsan niya. Oo nga eh. Sabi ni Strictly, PSA sa mga nakikinabang sa nakawang nangyayari. Every life lost from the flood control to recent conspiracies of people unalived. You have so much blood on your hands and your souls are so tainted. Kumbaga, unprecedented yung depth and width and length ng corruption dito. Sabi ni Aris, nahawa na pati AFP and PNP. So, I don't know. And in spite of all this, in spite of all that, lumalabas yung talagang staggering amounts of money that's involved, the number of people who were involved, and how common it was. Hindi niyo ba napansin? So, how do you describe it? The banality of their greed. Yung kumbaga, hindi na nakakagulat, parang ordinaryo para sa kanila. Oy, parang in our imagination, dito pag nagbibiruan kami, sinasabi, oy, baka pwede ka naman magwalis ng 20 milyones dyan. Bigyan mo nga 3 billion, wala lang akong cash parang ganon. Ganun kalaki ang pera na pinag-uusapan natin. They were buying unconscionable luxury items at the expense of the public who pays the taxes. Can you imagine? Nagbabalita na ang mga doktor, ang ilang doktor who of course request anonymity, sinasabi nila na mamatayan sila ng mga pasyente, patients who have who are dying of curable diseases, of conditions that can be reversed, that can be solved, that have remedies, na mamatay sila because there is no money. Kumbaga, there are real life consequences to this. I'm happy to see na marami nang nagsasalita ng ganyan. Remember, here at Luminous, we posted that first. May cost ang corruption. And the cost is diminished public services. Ano yung na-diminish? Healthcare. yung seguridad ng mga deposito natin sa bangko under PDIC. Maharlika, you know what happened nung nagbigay ang Land Bank ng pera sa Maharlika? There were less loans for agriculture. Meaning yung mga farmers natin who require loans para makapagtanim in the next season ay hindi nabigyan ng mga loans na yon because they were no longer available dahil nilipat yung pondo ng Maharlika. What became the Maharlika Fund? What else? Tumataas ang presyo ng pagkain, and what's the best thing that government can do? There are no feeding programs. Walang ganun. Mga magkakadiwa sila, magbebenta ng murang bigas, murang murang gulay, murang whatever. Does it make a dent in the market? No, it does not. You're lucky if that is all over the country. Pero hindi. Pagka window dressing, pag sinasabi, pakitang tao lang yung pag-address ng issue ng ng corruption o issue ng kagutuman, then you know it's not working. They're only doing it para may ma-report. Tapos meron pa si Browner ng mga, wag nyo ngang pakialaman yung mga sundalo, yung mga officers ng AFP, wag nyo isama sa politika, wag nyo isama sa gulo. As if reminding them of their constitutional duty to protect the Filipino people, to protect the people. Constitutional duty yan, and we should be reminding them of that. As if pag nagre-remind tayo ng ganyan, sinasama na natin sila sa politika, hinasama natin sa gulo, naghihikayat tayo ng instability or whatever. That's not true. O ano pa ang mga kulang? Roads, bridges, yung mga schools na hindi madali puntahan ng mga estudyante, ay sorry mga bata, next year maswerte kung meron tayong mailagay na maliliit na na yung pagtagpi-tagpi na tulay dyan. And you know the worst part of it is that despite all of these horror stories coming out, ginagawa pa rin nila. Kaya nga humihingi pa ng pera eh. So at some point, remember, umuutang pa. So ano yung resulta din ng mga yan? Kung yung mga utang na yan may sovereign guarantee, it means that even if mapatunayan natin that there was something wrong on this end of that contract, we still have to pay it. Diba? 3 years. In 3 years, grabe ang reversals. And they keep making excuse after excuse after excuse. Ano yung mga excuses nila sa atin? Ay, worldwide naman ang kagutuman. Ay, worldwide naman yung mga presyo ng pagkain. Ay, worldwide din naman kasi yung pagtaas ng presyo ng petrolyo and so on and so on. Oh, please. Diba? So, and what are they doing? They're just putting on a show for us. Naglalagay sila na, okay, everybody, come one, come all. Eto na po, that's entertainment, flood control. Oh, hala, mayroon na kumanta na ilang mga district engineers. Ang kapalit, ganito, papakita may nagsusoli ng pera. Where does that money really go? Seriously, alam ba natin na isoli ba yan sa treasury? Did they really return that? Ang hirap magtiwala sa gobyerno ngayon. Ang hirap magtiwala sa administrasyong Marcos. And everyday, yung mga ganitong kwento, and di ba, makes us trust the administration less and less. Even, wow, how convenient. Nawala yung computer ni Yusek Cabral, and then we never heard anything about it. She resigned, and then now something deadly like this. Ano ba? No? And why is it na wala tayong nakikita na big fish? No? And in spite of this all, they're still there. They're still putting on a show. They're pretending that they're doing something. Ano yung word natin dyan? AIDS. As if doing something. Ay, nako. Ang sabi ni PRD nun kay BBM, makit kayo dyan, di pala kayo marunong. Even itong ginagawa nila, but take note ha, not everything is working in their favor. And in fact, it's not working in their favor. If things were working in their favor, hindi lumabas ang mga balitang ito. Pero dahil hindi sila marunong, hindi sila magaling mag-operate ng kanilang communications, ayan, all of these leaks are coming out. All of these, hindi nila nakokontrol. Kahit yung sinasabi natin, to the point na ilan na kaming mga kinakasuhan sa mga vloggers, ilan na kaming may mga may hinaharap, anong ginagawa nila? Diba? Yan, instead of getting to the root of it, stopping the hemorrhaging, stopping the stealing, hindi. They're not doing anything like that. In fact, ang nakikita ko later on, after sinabi ni Saldico na humingi pa nga ng 100 billion si Presidente na kasarili niyang insertions na hindi mo pwedeng kurutan, hindi mo pwedeng bukulan, hindi mo pwedeng galawin yan. Sinasabi na tuloy na walang infrastructure projects na magagawa ang DPWH because of course the money is going to come from them. So imbis na kumbaga parang ang nangyayari dito, ang nakikita kong emerging narrative dito is di ba? Parang nagulat si Presidente, ang lalaki naman ang pera nang nakukuha ninyo. Yung akin ha. So kaya lumabas yung kwento ng 100 billion. It's blowing my mind. Now, take note, a lot of these are yung mga revelations made by people in the know. We're not yet certain that these will withstand scrutiny of a judicial proceeding. But nevertheless, pagka may ganitong kaguluhan, gobyerno ang may obligasyon na linawin yan, na mag-explain. Instead, they're acting defensive. Parating, pag may tinanong ka, ang feeling nila is they just have to stand there and defend the government. Excuse me, you're supposed to defend the people. Pero hindi. So, and not only that, ito yung pet peeve ko talaga. And in spite of all of this coming out, anong ginagawa nila? Puro window dressing, puro PR operations, puro communications operations, puro, tingnan nyo, bakit nawala si Gutesa? Diba? Ang theory ni former Congressman Mike Defensor is that they got to his family. Yung other witnesses, they got to them. Bakit? Why are they out of the country? Why have they disappeared? So, and now another one. This time, we don't know the circumstances of the death, but it is of a person so significant to the issue of the scandal on flood control that this administration will not be able to stop all of the speculation surrounding this death. And you know what? The president still has the temerity to project himself as being in control, when the fact is nobody even trusts him anymore. Ganyang kagarapal ang ilang mga opisyalis natin na wala nang tiwala ang mga tao sa kanila, ayaw pa nilang bumaba. So, yan yung sinasabi ko eh. If you change into another system of government that requires you to be sensitive to the people's opinion and to reform your government, when the people no longer trust you, paano kung ganyang katigas ang mukha ng mga opisyalis natin? So, sabi ni Omni, worst president in history. Posible, sabi ni Wills. So sa 2028, martial law kasi pakapalan lang. Well, martial law doesn't extend his term. Kailangan niya ng CONCON, or he has to change. He has to change the constitution. What's in that? Where have you been? Oh, you went to Davao?
No.
So, again, kumbaga, is this administration in control? No, of course not. If they were in control, wag po kayong mawawalan ng loob. I mean, of course, this is terribly disconcerting. It's nakakagalit talaga. Pero don't think that they are succeeding. Kasi kaya nga natin naririnig ito is because their failures at their communications, their failures at their cover-ups, nalalaman at naririnig pa rin natin. And they're doing very, very little. Kahit ang dami-dami na nilang binubuhos sa mga trolls nila, hindi pa rin tayo nagbabago ng isip. Kung hindi na hindi dala, may mga sinungaling eh. O, yan. Okay. Dala. Wala yata akong wala akong admin dito sa TikTok. So don't lose hope. 'Di ba? Ano yung benefit natin when all of these things come out? When all of and they don't settle the speculation. Ano ang benefit natin? We learned our lesson. We learned that in 2028 we cannot let this happen again. So ano ang magiging kurso ng naratiba nila? Again, i-attack nila si VP Inday. Kasi syempre, they want their turn. Yung ibang mga various scholars na nandyan, they don't really want to change the country. They just want na, kami naman ang makanakaw. Parang ganon. Yun ang gusto nilang mangyari. They want their turn sa nakawan. They don't really want to change things. And hello, tumaya na tayo sa kanila even before. Diba? Even before. Sabi ni Choling Inhinyero, totoo po, grabe kakapalan ng kanilang pagmumukha nila. Wala talagang kaming katiwa-tiwala sa Marcos Jr. sa mga nasa Congress, lalo na sina Abante na talo pero pinaupo pa ni George Garcia ng COMELEC. Diba? So, again, don't think that they're winning. They're not winning. Because they're doing all of this at the cost of their trust, of our trust. at the cost of the next elections. That's why they keep trying to go after Inday, but with all of this, kumbaga, hindi na matatakpan ng mga atake nila kay VP Inday ang kanilang mga kasalanan. Ito, sabi ni Strictly, SSS Calamity Loan available na year-round dahil may year-round crisis as if hindi sila BBM mismong dahilan. The gall na silang mag-announce of all things, loans, truly groundbreaking. Totoo yan. In other words, hindi sila nagbibigay ng ayuda when the cost of food is going up so high. This was the time na dapat nagbibigay sila ng ayuda, elections or no elections. But no, instead they gave out ayuda when it was not needed except to make them seem generous for the elections. Wala. Olats pa rin. Sabi ni Ma'am Tina, I understand the anti-Marcos sentiments from the likes of Attorney Guanzon now. Grabe the way they sow fear. Buti na lang, our VP is unfazed. That's what we draw strength from. Totoo yan. Kasi iniisip ko nga, kahit kami, humaharap kami sa kung ano-anong kaso, pero tinitignan ko si VP Inday, tinatawanan na lang niya. Why? Their days are numbered. So, kahit itong mga of various colors na iba-ibang mga partido, kahit sila, hirap na rin sila na how can you side with this administration when day after day after day after day, meron panibagong, how do you call this? Dorothy Parker said it, and what fresh hell is this? Sabi niya. So every day, it brings us new hells, kumbaga. Remember, they are doing this at the cost of 2028. They're still trying to steal. Our trust is worth more than any amount of money. They tried to buy us off already in the 2025 elections. They are not winning because they were not able to succeed massively the way they intended with the amount of ayuda they poured into to the voters. Huwag kayong mawalan ng loob. Huwag niyong sasabihin, lahat na lang nasa kanila. Kanila yung ganito, kanila yung ganyan, kanila yung judiciary, executive, whatever, whatever, lahat. Pati investigador kanila. Yes, but why don't we believe them? They will win only if we believe them. Diba? So, how that, hence the continuing attacks on VP Inday. I haven't seen yet a decision on the Abante case po. Do we have a Serb sighting? Uy, nasan si Serb? Si asleep? Nakiamin eh. Medyo close na sila. Taba ni Serb ngayon eh. Mukhang napakain. But there's a Suki sighting here and Mimu is here. But I think you have to be on TikTok kasi yung TikTok naka-mobile eh. Sino may sabing nakauwi na ako? Ano yung welcome home? There's a Suki sighting because I put more pictures of Suki. Sabi ni Napoleon Torres, kailan kaya matatauhan si Sec Dizon at mag-resign? FPRD introduced him in government as one of his key lieutenants. Sayang talaga. Sabi ni Strictly, pera lang ang meron sila guys, nakaw na pera. That will never shield them from all the wrongdoing they are doing as they ransack the country in broad daylight. Gahaman lang talaga sila. And you know what? We hold the future in our hands. Teach your kids. You have to remind them remind them or tell them that this is what is going on. They may not like the political talk. They may not be involved in current events. They may not know what is happening in current events. But you, the parents out here, you can form help form informed opinions for your children so that in the future, hindi ganito kadali. Sabi ni Choling, wag tayong mawala ng pag-asa, malapit na po. Lalo na may milagro silang ginagawa na naman katulad ni Vince Dizon, hirap na siyang sumagot sa mga tanong sa kanya. Tama. So yes, we're still, kumbaga, dehado pa rin tayo dahil nga they are in power. And yes, when you're in power, there's so many miracles you can do. However, di ba? Yung future hindi nila kontrolado. Because they keep trying to set the narrative, they keep trying to make themselves look like the good guy, but no, they're not. The Filipinos love an underdog, so the more they hit VP Inday, the more they hit her supporters, the more they hit the people associated with her, the less likely this administration is going to succeed in seizing power for the next administration. Sabi ni Ma'am Karen, dagdag pampalakas loob sa atong lahat. B is not healthy, so kahit di mag-resign yan, di natutulog ang Diyos. Kahit nakaw niyang pera, di kayang bayaran pagmamahal natin sa Pilipinas at kay Tatay D. Sabi ni Lucky Sprite, yes, every time I see Dizon's interview, it's like he's lying through his teeth and kumakabog ang dibdib niya. Mahirap talaga yung yung role ni Sec Dizon. He's supposed to be putting out the fire. Siya po yung bumbero dito. Siya yung tagapatay ng mga sunog. Kaso, ang laki-laki na ng sunog. Parang imagine mo na nasa scale ng planetary catastrophe. So, but what do we have to do to ensure that we will continue to be able to hold the future? Teach your kids. Your kids are future voters. Talk to your friends, family, etc. The election campaign has already begun for us. They are going after the undecideds. Malaki yung mga undecideds. Malaki ang bulk pa rin ng DDS sa voters. About 40% yan. Give or take, depending on which survey you're going to believe in. So they're going to go after the undecideds. But take note, malakas ang Duterte among the youth, especially those who did not or could barely remember his administration. So keep going. Sabi ni Harvey, them attacking her proves the point that they are so out of touch with our reality. Totoo yan. Yun, sabi ni Anti-Bullying 109, kaya nabubuking sila kasi iba-iba ang mga statement nila. Sabi ni Hanzo, malala na gobyerno natin, malala ang administrasyon. I think that there's still good people in government. Yung mga rank and file, yung civil service, ganyan, not all, but I think there are still good people in government. I hope that one day, lalakas ang loob nila. Well, not just hope, of course. Sana naririnig nila tayo. Sabi ni Ma'am Tina, in your picture, you don't look old enough to have an 18-year-old. So, sabi niya, my son is 18 years old and as early as now, minumulat na namin siya politically, baka ma-recruit pa ng mga tibaks. There you go, that's it. Sabi ni Strictly, I swear, my kids already call BBM a very bad man when I try to explain his wrongdoings. All roads lead to him as far as the rapid decline of our country is experiencing. So, talk to your kids, talk to your friends, talk to your friends' kids, talk to your relatives. Not all communications or operations are carried out on social media. So nothing works as well as a face-to-face. So minsan may nakatabi ako somewhere, makilala ko, tapos tatanungin nila, kamusta si Tatay Digong? Tatanungin ko, supporter ka ni sir? Hindi, neutral naman ako sa mga ganyan. So I take the opportunity na i-explain. So sabi ko, what would you like to know? Baka may katanungan kayo. And we will explain. Sabi ni Moment, they are falling apart pag tida na sa kanila ang pera at makinarya. So yun. So pasensya na, mga 1 hour lang po tayo mag-live ngayon kasi, well, kita-kits sa Davao. Sabi ni Kuvin, super malala na talaga, even my daughter doesn't care about politics, but this time she can't bear not to ask what happened to this administration dun sa Philippines. Nakakahiya talaga. Correct. So now the things are leaking out. All of these things are leaking out. Channel your anger. Baka magkaroon ng mga mass actions na naman in the coming year. You don't know. Be prepared to go. So, but in the meantime, we have to take care of 2028. Hahanap sila ng pagkakataon to try to turn the undecideds. Yung mga undecided na yan, playground natin yan. Hi kay Eldine Koch. Okay, so recap natin. A few hours ago, Undersecretary Cathy Cabral, who gained fame/notoriety during the inquiries in aid of legislation conducted by the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, she would explain on behalf of the DPWH the procedures, and most of the time the government processes. However, sometime in September, Senator Lacson revealed that Undersecretary Cabral called him and called up the staff of Senator Tito Soto to offer him, anong gusto ninyo, pwedeng na kayong mag-insert sa DPWH budget. So she came under severe criticism and under fire for this one. It was difficult for her to explain, and for me, not beyond difficult, it was impossible to explain. Sometime later, she resigned. And then it appears that her computer I'm not sure if it was a laptop, but her computer is missing or was reported missing. And kumbaga, things just started piling up. Now, she was not part, well, I have not seen her name on a list of people charged or to be charged, but she certainly was under investigation. Ang feeling ko is that because she was the one handling, it is possible, this is one of the narratives, it is possible that because she was reportedly the one handling yung offers ng insertions, then she really wasn't going to be charged, or they're going to be charging her with something super mababaw so that she will survive a criminal proceeding. So, ayan. But if you look at her, this woman was very accomplished, the first president of the Association of Civil Engineers in the Philippines. She has 3 doctorate degrees, 3 or 2 master's degrees. She's one of the first female president of her association. She was well respected among her peers. She's respected by the academe. She had completed many executive programs pertaining to business and governance and all that. So this was no ordinary pushover woman. This is not somebody that anybody could have just said, "No, ay gawin mo to and do something anomalous." No, it would have been very difficult to if she had taken care of the proceedings and all that. It would be very, very difficult to to catch a loophole in the things that she would have done. So, and today she was found unresponsive at the bottom of well, not a cliff, but at the place where she was dropped off, there's a drop, literal drop, like a cliff, and she was found 20 to 30 meters below that point, and is reportedly, is now reported deceased. So there are repercussions to this. In a few months ago or weeks ago, a district engineer from Sorsogon, the district engineer of Sorsogon, also unalived himself, according to reports, feeling the pressure of the investigations. Now, one of the narratives that are emerging is that the same impetus that drove Zaldico to blow the whistle is the impetus for the unaliving. If, in fact, the unalivings of these officials were the direct result of pressure to take the fall. So, now here are some things that are intended to discourage us. Don't be discouraged. Number one, don't be discouraged because all of these things are coming out. All of these, kumbaga, a lot of information is coming out that the administration cannot control, and that is a win for us. The loss of trust, the loss of appreciation, the loss of any affection for the president, his immediate family, his official family, all of that. The loss of trust in them means that we are going to have more than even chances in 2028. So uulitin ko, do not despair. Yes, it looks like they hold all the levers of power. They have the money, they have the positions and all that. But what they are not being able to control is the information, the free fall of their appreciation and trust ratings. Lahat yan, those things help us for 2028. Those things are the very reason why hindi nila matibag-tibag yung ratings ni VP Inday, which are climbing back up. So what do we do when these things come out? We have to educate the next generation, remind them, this scandal is exactly what we do not want for your future. Okay? This scandal is exactly why we cannot keep voting the same tired old faces who have nothing to show for their years of service. So, for every one of them, and it is also time for us to push. Ano ang batas kung isa lang ang kandidato na qualified to run? Kailangan may minimum number of votes yan. Otherwise, the position should be vacant. Kasi ganyan ang ginagawa ng ilang mga kongresista halimbawa. One of them, very, very famous. They just buy off their opponents. Panalo sila ng panalo. So if you have enough money, you can end up unopposed. And if you're unopposed, you'll keep winning. And if you keep winning, more chances of graft. So, don't despair. Their lack of expertise, their lack of, their gracelessness, their heavy hand in their communications is what is going to make them keep losing. Hindi sila bumababa sa pwesto. They're still arrogant. They're still, well, it looks to us that they're still very much in control of the graft and corruption that is happening. And so, Remember that arrogance. Remember what they're doing to us now. Kung hindi man natin magamit ang other political instruments that are at our disposal, such as but not limited to rallies and all that, kung hindi tayo remember our memories. Remember also what's on the internet. Well, that might be forever, di ba? But remember and educate the next generation and start the campaign. Well, not official campaign, but the campaign for 2028 begins now, and we can go after and keep talking to the undecideds. Because this Marcos administration is evidence enough of why we should not vote anyone associated with them. And we're not just talking about their party mates, we're talking about the people who help them. The congressmen and senators and other officials from various parties should not be allowed to ever hold power again. Sabi ni Che, that's a good indicator that we're winning. Trust ratings of this admin is going down. So don't think that just because they hold the power and the money is that automatically that means they win. Tignan nyo how disappointed BBM was at the result of the 2025 elections. He was expecting shut out lahat ng mga Duterte candidates. Paano si VP Inday nakapasok ng ilang mga kandidato dyan? The fact that VP Inday has support in the Senate that this administration needs to target, that's already an indication of how strong we are. So do not, under any circumstances, ever lose hope again. Things are changing, things are moving, and things are getting better. It's dark days. It's always darkest before dawn. And on this note, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumusuporta. Tuloy-tuloy ang pagsuporta sa Luminous. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng gifters dito sa TikTok at sa lahat ng nagpadala ng super chat, super sticker, and of course stars dito sa Facebook. Thank you very, very much po. We'll see you again later. And for those ng mga taga Davao, hi.